Good afternoon, race fans. Welcome back to Thompson Speedway. I'm Aaron Johnson with the Johnson iRacing team, bringing you this afternoon's main event. It's the A main in the US Racing League Legends Car Weekly Series. This is Week 5 from Thompson International Speedway. We're scheduled for 60 laps in the A main today, 2 quick repairs, 1 set of tires. Should be a great race on a high-banked, very fast, very difficult and challenging track. Let's have a look at the starting lineup for today's race. Starting in the rear of the field, car number 529, that is Anthony Scarillo. Anthony will be starting toward the back. Just in front of Anthony Scarillo is the 007 of Mike Winter. Next car in line in front of Winter, that will be the 42 of Scott Correa. Just in front of Correa, the next row up, the 27 of Riley Goodwin and the 29 of Hudis Niskowiak. Just in front of Niskowiak and Goodwin are the 57 of Jim Love and the 16 of Nate Spomer. Next row up will be the 10 of Mike Matherly and the 15 of Caleb Gillick. In the fourth row back, that will be the 00 of Johnson on the inside, the 20 of Larson Parker on the outside. In row number 3 on the outside will be car 16 of Fish Fisher. He's going to show up on your telemetry as car 61, and to his inside in car 7 will be Jed Cotterman. In the second row outside will be the 32 of Eric Steele. To his inside, the 77 of Keegan Sobilo. Steele, your fast qualifier, but with a 4-car invert, will be starting in the second row. On the pole in car number 11 will be Jared Epker, and to his outside, it's the 98 of Quentin Nuttall. Nuttall, last week's winner at the Legacy Legends Road Course at Daytona. Scheduled for 60 laps, we expect a fantastic race today. Right now, Keegan Sobilo trails Johnson by 2 in the points. As we wait for the green flag to drop at Thompson. The initial start of the race will be on green. Restarts are at the discretion of the leader. The pace car is in the field awaiting the green flag. Green flag is out. We are underway. At Thompson. Quentin Nuttall takes a quick early lead, jumps out in front of the 32 of Eric Steele. Steele, the fastest car in practice. Nuttall was third quick, Sobilo second quick. He's looking to the inside of the 11 of Jared Epker. Right now it is Nuttall, Steele, Sobilo, Epker, Cotterman. Those your top 5. Fisher in 6th, Johnson in the 7th spot, Parker 8th, Gillick 9th, Mike Matherly rounding out the top 10. Cars getting into line quickly. Thompson, a very difficult track. The fast groove just above that black asphalt patch that you see in the center of both turns. The quick way around the speedway is just above that patch. It's really a one-groove racetrack, very difficult to pass as we watch Eric Steele follow the 98 of Nuttall. Nuttall is up front. Steele is in the 2nd spot. Sobilo 3rd, Epker 4th, Cotterman 5th, Fisher still running 6th. With Johnson 7th, and Larson Parker looking to the inside of the 00 of Johnson, trying to move Johnson back into the 8th spot. Sobilo running a nice smooth line, or Nuttall running a nice smooth line, trying to hold off the 32 of Eric Steele. Steele giving Nuttall just a bit of a nudge as they come into turn number 3, now rolling through the center of 3 and 4 out onto the front straightaway. Quentin Nuttall and Eric Steele pulling away from the 77 of Keegan Sobilo. Sobilo putting some distance between himself and the 11 of Jared Epker. Let's have a look back at the 11 of Epker. He's trying to hold off the 7 of Cotterman. Cotterman closing in, as is the 16 of Fisher. Johnson right behind Fisher. We are on lap number 5 of 60. Aaron Johnson trying to close in as well. We've got 2 cars up front, then a small gap back to the 77 of Sobilo that we're watching right now. Just behind Sobilo, it's the 11 of Epker, then Cotterman, Fisher, Johnson, and Parker. Those the top 8. A gap between Parker and Gillick. Gillick in 9th, Matherly running in 10th. Hudis Niskowiak has moved into the 11th spot. Jim Love is currently in 12th. Nate Spomer 13th, Riley Goodwin 14th, Anthony Scarillo rounding out the top 15. All cars on the lead lap, as we have been caution-free for the first 7 laps at Thompson Motorsport Park. We'll jump back out front with a 98 of Quentin Nuttall. Nuttall's put a little distance between himself and the 32 of Eric Steele. These two cars also running the tire wear race. You get one set of tires at Thompson, a 60-lap event. Tires here tend to go away about lap 20. And then it's just kind of a wild ride to see how long you can hang on to a slippery set of tires. Quentin Nuttall out front. Steele second. Sobilo third, Epker fourth, Cotterman fifth, with Fisher in the sixth spot, Johnson in seventh. Quentin Nuttall continues to lead as we are on lap number 9 of 60 at Thompson International Speedway. Caution. Caution is out. We have caution on the speedway. Don't know what happened to bring out that caution flag. We can see the 27 of Riley Goodwin is upside down in turn number 1. So whatever happened wasn't good. Let's see if we can grab some footage and take a look at what brought out caution number 1 at Thompson. Looks like Larson Parker got off track down into the infield, then bounced back out in front of the rest of traffic. Really caused a melee. That took out the, looked like Scarillo. Also got maybe the 16 of Spomer, the 27 of Goodwin involved. So a lot of good cars involved. Sorry, it wasn't Scarillo. It was the 007 of Mike Winter. Winter involved in that crash. Out front, it is still the 98 of Quentin Nuttall with the lead. We are 10 laps in to a 60-lap event. Quentin Nuttall has led every lap from the green, as it's Nuttall, Steele, Sobilo, Epker, Cotterman, Fisher, Johnson, Gillick, Matherly, and Love. Those are the top 10 at Thompson International Speedway. This is the first caution, not the 0th caution. It is caution number 1. At Thompson. Pace car leading the field as we are under caution for the first time at Thompson Speedway. Caution brought out when Larson Parker ended up in the grass, caught a little bit of air, bounced out in front of traffic. You should be expecting the green flag any time. Lights are off on the pace car. The field should get 2 by 2. Front row will be Nuttall and Steele. Second row, Sobilo, Epker. Row number 3 will be the 7 of Cotterman and the 16 of Fisher. Row 4, Johnson, Gillick. Row 5, Matherly and Love. We should expect a green flag next time by. The car's just a bit strung out here. We really need to see this field tighten up a little bit. Pace car's in. The field strung out. Fisher kind of napping. Looks like Johnson may take advantage of that, as Nuttall also gets a great start. Quentin Nuttall will take the lead. The 77 of Sobilo looking to the inside of the 11 of Epker. The 98 of Nuttall will hold on to the lead. Sobilo drives down to the inside underneath the 32 of Eric Steele. Can't hold it as he comes off of turn number 2. That will put Steele back into second. Sobilo really made a run at Eric Steele, just couldn't quite get the pass done. Didn't have enough room to make the slide job work. We see caution on the speedway. Don't know what happened to bring out caution number 2. But it looks like we are under caution, and I have no footage to show what brought that caution out. Saw someone was on the inside in the back straightaway. But no footage available. I apologize for that. We do the best we can with what we have for broadcasting equipment, and I did not have a way to capture that particular incident that brought out the caution. We are 16 laps into a 60-lap event. Tire wear is coming into play. The question is, will anyone come in and take tires now, or do they gamble and wait, hoping that another caution will fall somewhere in the middle of the race, allowing them to use that set of tires more wisely? We watched the 007 of Mike Winter go past. Winter, the lucky dog. Nuttall faking the turn into pit road. No one bites. Quentin Nuttall will stay out. We are 17 laps into a 60-lap race. Right now, Quentin Nuttall holds the lead with Steele second, Sobilo third, Epker fourth, Cotterman in the fifth spot. Johnson has moved up to sixth with Fisher in seventh. Jim Love now in eighth. Anthony Scarillo coming from the back to move into the ninth spot with Nate Spomer rounding out the top 10. Looks like Matherly and Gillick, who were running in the top 10, might have been involved in whatever brought out that second caution. I apologize for not being able to bring you footage to show you exactly what happened. The lights are still on the pace car as we wait for the field to bunch up just a bit. Lights are off. We should expect green next time by. Quentin Nuttall will hold the pace for the race. Restarts are at the discretion of the leader. Nuttall can go as soon as the pace car is in, or he can wait for green. He can also go anywhere in between those two times. Nuttall on the inside needs to get a good start because the high line is the quick line. And Quentin Nuttall knows that if he doesn't get a good start, Eric Steele will try to drive by on the outside. Nuttall gets a nice start again, comes off of turn 4 onto the front straightaway. Looks like he's going to clear the 32 of Steele. Steele comes back on the outside. They touch. Eric Steele touches tires with the 98 of Nuttall. Nuttall giving Steele no quarter. They're racing hard for the win here. Everybody knows that if you get out front, it is really difficult to pass. Quentin Nuttall trying to hold on to the lead over the 32 of Eric Steele. Keegan Sobilo in the third spot with Epker fourth, Cotterman in fifth, Johnson running sixth. Looks like Scarillo has moved to the inside of Fisher, trying to get past Fisher for seventh. Fisher hanging on to that high line. Fish holding off the 529 of Anthony Scarillo. Out front, it is the 98 of Quentin Nuttall with the lead. We are 20 laps in to a 60-lap event. Let's have a look at how they run on the speedway. Out front, that is the 98 of Quentin Nuttall. In the second spot, that's the 32 of Eric Steele. Steele fastest in practice and qualifying, running in the number 2 position, just behind Steele. That's the 77 of Keegan Sobilo. Sobilo running third with Jared Epker in car number 11, just behind Sobilo in fourth. Behind that group, there's about a 5-car length gap to the 7 of Jed Cotterman. Cotterman currently running in the 5th spot with Aaron Johnson in the 00 in 6th. Behind the 00 car on the speedway, that's the 61 of Fisher in the 7th spot with Anthony Scarillo in car 529 running 8th and Nate Spomer in car 16 running 9th. Behind Spomer, it's about a 4-car gap to the 57 of Jim Love. Love running in the 10th spot. Then behind Love, we're back to the 29 of Hudis Neskowiak. Neskowiak running 11th. Looking to Neskowiak's inside, that's the 42 of Scott Correa. Correa with a very quick race car looks to the inside of that 29, trying to make the pass down on the apron as they come off the turn onto the back straightaway. Neskowiak quicker on the high line, trying to hold off the charging 42 of Scott Correa. Correa makes that dive one more time, tries to do the slide job. Neskowiak comes back on the outside. Correa can't quite get it done, and at the line it will be Correa ahead, but Neskowiak fighting back on the outside. Some good action here. Looks like Scott Correa may actually make his way past the 29. Next on the speedway is the 10 of Mike Matherly. Matherly in 13th, followed by the 007 of Mike Winter in 14th, and the 27 of Riley Goodwin running 16th. The next car on the speedway is the 15 of Caleb Gillick. Gillick currently running in the 15th spot. And behind Gillick, we should be, I think, back around to your leader. That would be the 98 of Quentin Nuttall. Nuttall running out front, trying to hold off the 32 of Eric Steele. The second spot in the set is that 32 car, the bright orange and white Elite Performance Industries Horse Dog Motorsports car of Eric Steele. Behind Steele, that's Keegan Sobilo in car 77, as we've got a 3-car train beginning to try to pull away just a bit. Really, it's a 4-car train trying to pull away just a bit from the 7 of Jed Cotterman. We are 27 laps into a 60-lap event. Tires beginning to go away on these cars now. It's becoming more and more difficult to keep up good lap times. Tire conservation and management coming into play as we see Steele and the 77 of Sobilo right on the 98 of Quentin Nuttall. The 11 of Epker also right there. Those 4 cars battling up front with a short gap back to the 7 of Cotterman, maybe 6 car lengths between the 11 of Epker and the 7 of Cotterman. We are 28 laps in to a 60-lap event. And it is Quentin Nuttall hanging on to the lead. Eric Steele looks like he is quicker than Nuttall, trying to find a way to get position on that 98 car and complete a pass. Very, very difficult to do that at Thompson. The high groove is the fast groove, and it is a narrow groove. Very hard to run side by side, very difficult to get past. The slide job really about the only way to make a pass at Thompson. 98 of Nuttall out front. We are approaching the halfway point. We are on lap 29 of 60. Eric Steele moves up to the high line, opens the door a bit for the 77 of Sobilo. Sobilo can't get it done. Quentin Nuttall leads. Eric Steele's dropped back about a car length and a half. Looks like he's trying to set up a pass on the 98. If he can get side by side and perhaps get position, Eric Steele might be able to pull something off and take the lead from the 98 of Quentin Nuttall. Meanwhile, it looks like the 7 of Cotterman is very slowly closing in on this lead pack, threatening to make it a 6-car, well, at least a 5-car battle for the lead, but Johnson is right behind the 7. That would make it a 5-car battle up, or 6-car battle up front. It would be the 98 of Nuttall, the 32 of Steele, Sobilo in the 77, the 11 of Epker, then the 7 of Cotterman and the 00 of Johnson, with a short gap back to the 61 of Fisher in 7th. Cotterman closing in, Johnson trying to close in. 4 cars out front, led by the 98 of Quentin Nuttall. Quentin Nuttall, very quick. We are 32 laps into a 60-lap event, just past the halfway point. Eric Steele really working hard now to try to find his way underneath the 98. You saw Steele go up high, then try to turn down low off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. No dice there. Sorry, off of 4 on the front straightaway, no dice. Steele trying to find a way around the 98 as Quentin Nuttall holds on to the lead. Steele looks to the inside again, now looks to the high line. Right on the back bumper of that 98 car, gives the 98 just a little friendly love tap as they go into the turn. Tries to get underneath coming off of turn 2 onto the back straightaway. Eric Steele looks to the inside again, no dice. Steele right on the 98. As they come into turn number 3, Eric Steele looks to the high side, now lets that car drift back down low as Quentin Nuttall comes off of turn number 4 to hold on to the lead as he goes past the start-finish line. Quentin Nuttall hanging on to the lead, 35 laps in, 25 to go. Nuttall with no advantage whatsoever over the 32 of Steele as Steele, Nuttall, and Sobilo have begun to pull away a bit from the 11 of Epker. Jed Cotterman has closed in on Epker himself. Cotterman closing right onto the back bumper of that 11 car. There will be some fireworks between the 11 and 7 momentarily. Out front, though, it is the 98 of Quentin Nuttall with the lead, followed by Steele and Sobilo. Sobilo was right on Steele's back bumper. These front 3 cars battling hard. Someone's going to try to make a move shortly. I can only guess what will happen on this narrow racetrack. Out front, the 98 of Nuttall holds on to the lead. He dives down to the inside, running a slightly lower line than the 32 of Eric Steele. Steele off of turn 2 with a huge run. Looks to the inside of the 98. No dice. Steele doesn't quite have enough to get down to the inside of the 98. But Eric Steele very good off of turn 2. Takes that high line one more time. Now comes off of turn 4 onto the front straightaway. He's a car length behind. Keegan Sobilo was looking to the inside of the 32. Jed Cotterman has disappeared. Cotterman having issues with connectivity for his steering wheel, so Jed Cotterman out of contention. That moves Johnson into the 5th spot. Johnson about 5 or 6 car lengths behind the 11 of Jared Epker as we watch Steele and the 98 of Nuttall battle. Steele looks to the inside as they come down the front straightaway, tries to get position one more time. Steele on the inside as they come into turn number 1. Steele and Nuttall racing hard. They touch as they come off of turn number 2 now onto the back straightaway. Eric Steele on the inside, Quentin Nuttall on the outside. They come down the back straightaway looking into turn number 3. Eric Steele didn't quite have enough to get things done. Keegan Sobilo looks to the outside of the 32. Eric Steele tries one more time to turn to the inside of the 98. No dice. Quentin Nuttall running the preferred line and running it well. Eric Steele pulls back in line, followed by the 77 of Sobilo, then the 11 of Jared Epker. Johnson closing just a bit on the 11 car as Quentin Nuttall leads. We see the 7 of Jed Cotterman back underway. Steele looks to the inside one more time. They come back to the start-finish line. It's still going to be the 98 of Quentin Nuttall. Steele, though, has advantage as they come into turn number 1. Steele and Nuttall side by side. They touch coming off of turn number 2. Now onto the back straightaway. Oh, Nuttall gets into the outside wall. That's going to spin the 32 of Steele. Those two cars go to the inside. Johnson goes by on the high side as we watch a collision between Eric Steele and the 98 of Quentin Nuttall. Caution is on the speedway. Caution is out. With 19 laps to go after contact between the 32 of Eric Steele and the 98 of Quentin Nuttall. You can take one more look at that. Those two cars just touching as they came off of turn number 2. Looked like Steele and Nuttall racing hard. Nuttall touches the outside wall. That dropped him down into the 32. That's one of the dangers of racing at Thompson, as we have a number of cars headed into the pits. Looks like the 32 of Steele's going in. Fisher in the 16. I think Johnson in the 00 is in. Epker, I believe, took tires as well. Epker is in. Sobilo is in. Mike Winter will stay out, as does the 529 of Anthony Scarillo. Two cars staying out on the speedway. We'll watch to see who wins the race off pit road. Sobilo will come off first, with Epker coming off second. Looks like Johnson will come out third. Mike Winter will be your leader, as he chose to stay out on old tires. Mike Winter out front. That's the lapped car of Jed Cotterman, and looks like a lapped car of Riley Goodwin. Goodwin currently being shown in 16th. Cotterman 3 laps down. Goodwin 4 laps down. Matherly 1 lap down. Parker, Richards, Gudmestad, and Breer all out of the race. That leaves 13 cars on the lead lap. Mike Winter will be the leader when we go back to green. It'll be Winter out front, Sobilo second, Epker third. Johnson should be in the 4th spot. Eric Steele, after that contact with the 98 of Quentin Nuttall, dropping to 6th. Nuttall dropping all the way back to 11th. Nuttall's car heavily damaged. The quick repair here working well. That gives Nuttall an opportunity to repair that race car and be at speed, with an opportunity to work his way back through the field. 16 laps to go. Don't know how many positions Nuttall can gain here, but expect Quentin Nuttall and Eric Steele both to be men on a mission. Meanwhile, Keegan Sobilo is going to try to find his way around the 007 of Mike Winter. Winter on 45 lap old tires will have his hands full, as everyone behind him has new rubber. Lights are off on the pace car. Field 2 by 2. Mike Winter will set the pace for this restart. Mike Winter finished second last week at Daytona, trying to bring home another top 5 finish at Thompson Speedway. Lights are back on the pace car. The caution has been extended. iRacing, when you have a number of cars that are laps down and you have a pit strategy going on, iRacing sometimes has a little trouble getting those cars, giving the directions to those cars to get them back in line. In this case, the 7 of Cotterman 3 laps down. I believe Cotterman needs to pass the pace car, but he's not getting instructed to pass the pace car because he's got someone else he's got to stay behind. Meanwhile, cars are in the back are being told that they've got to let Cotterman pass when he's already in front of them. It's a glitch in the iRacing system, and our admins, Mark Breer and Ben Richards, doing a nice job of helping us get this field lined up for the last 14 laps in the US Racing League Legends Weekly Series A Main from Thompson International Speedway. Mike Winter with the lead, Sobilo second. The second row, Epker and Johnson. Third row, Spomer and Steele. Nate Spomer doing a nice job after having an incident early, working his way back into the top 5. Spomer a threat every week, just hasn't been able to break through yet. Same with Johnson. Johnson with 4 consecutive top 5s has not really been able to break through. The winners have been Sobilo and Steele. Epker, Spomer, Johnson, Cotterman trying to break through. Right now, Sobilo and Steele have a stranglehold on the top spot. The lights are off on the pace car. We expect the green next time by. When the green drops, there will be 12 laps to go. Sorry, there will be 11 laps to go when the green drops. Pace car leading the field down the back straightaway. Restarts are at the discretion of the leader. Mike Winter will get to set the pace. Winter hammers the throttle as soon as the pace car leaves. Gets a nice jump on the 77 of Keegan Sobilo. The 11 of Epker also getting a jump. Johnson looking to the outside, working that high line. Eric Steele also on the outside. Mike Winter is a sitting duck. It's not if, it's when he gets eaten up by these cars on better tires. Winter trying to run that high line. Epker looking to the inside. Sobilo running up high, now turns low as he comes off of turn 4, gets underneath the 007 of Mike Winter. Sobilo going to try the slide job as he comes into turn number 1. Sobilo just driving it in a mile deep, tries to slide up the racetrack and does so. Johnson looking to the high side, Epker looking to the low side. Eric Steele is on Johnson's inside. Johnson trying to find a way around the 007 of Winter. Everyone freight training the 00 of Johnson and the 007 of Winter as Epker does a textbook slide job. Johnson very nearly gets the 007, slides down the racetrack just a bit. 32 of Steele goes by. Now there's contact between the 007 and the 16. That's going to drive Johnson into the outside wall. Aaron Johnson crashing into the 007 of Mike Winter. That'll bring out the caution. We're going to hop back in with Keegan Sobilo. Sobilo, your leader, followed by the 11 of Epker, then the 32 of Eric Steele. 8 laps to go when this caution came out. Let's see if we can have a look. A big wreck following. We're going to do a split screen caution here. The view on the right is actually going to be happening after the view on the left, but we're going to show them at the same time. See how this works. You can see Johnson crashing to the inside, that car upside down. A lot of people collected trying to get through the mess. Looked like the 007 of Winter really didn't realize that the 16 of Nate Spomer had gotten position on the inside. Winter turning down slightly in the middle of the corner with contact. Johnson trying to go past on the outside. Ended up, when Winter tried to save that car, driving Johnson to the outside wall. Racing incident with 8 laps to go brings out the caution. Keegan Sobilo holds on to the lead. Jared Epker in the second spot. Eric Steele running third. Looks like Nate Spomer will hold on to fourth. Spomer got through the incident unscathed. Behind Spomer it'll be Scarillo, Gillick, Jim Love, Quentin Nuttall, Aaron Johnson dropping all the way back to ninth spot. Johnson had been running in fourth when that incident occurred. A bad break for the 00. Out front it's the 77 of Sobilo. He is the leader. Second spot belongs to the 11 of Jared Epker. 6 laps to go. It looks like we could have a 3-lap dash to the finish by the time we are done getting the field in order. Again, having a bit of a complication of the iRacing glitch that sometimes occurs when lap traffic, cars that are multiple laps down in these short track events. The 77 of Sobilo will be your leader. He will set the pace. Sobilo running right down on the apron of the speedway. Fuel should not be an issue in these cars. They had 5.3 gallons. Should be enough to run a couple hundred laps at Thompson. Tires the only issue. Everyone on newer tires up front. Each person pitted at about the same time. Looks like Anthony Scarillo's in the 5th spot. Caleb Gillick running 6th. Jim Love and Quentin Nuttall in 7th and 8th. Johnson in the 9th spot. He will restart on the inside line. Aaron Johnson well back after an incident. Lights are off on the pace car. We will have a 3-lap dash to the checkered flag at the end of this race. Keegan Sobilo will set the pace for this restart. Sobilo on the front row inside. Jared Epker to his outside. Eric Steele just behind the 77 of Sobilo. Then the 16 of Nate Spomer. Third row is the 529 of Scarillo and the 15 of Caleb Gillick, with Jim Love in the fourth row inside, as it looks like Sobilo gets a nice start. So does the 32 of Eric Steele. Both cars blasting past the 11 of Jared Epker. It's Sobilo leading with Steele in the second spot. Eric Steele doing everything he can to get past the 77 of Keegan Sobilo. Sobilo holding the preferred line. Eric Steele's going to have to work at it if he's going to make his way past. They go into turn number 3. Sobilo lets the car drift up a bit high. Eric Steele drove in a mile deep. Couldn't quite get underneath the 77. We go past the start-finish line. 2 to go this time. Keegan Sobilo with the lead. Eric Steele running second. Jared Epker in the third spot, with Nate Spomer in fourth. Sobilo leads down the back straightaway, a lap and a half to go. Keegan Sobilo hanging on to that lead, followed by the 32 and the 11. Behind them, it's the 16 of Spomer. We can see that Scarillo's moved up. Caleb Gillick got shuffled up high. Quentin Nuttall moves past, so does Aaron Johnson. Johnson's moved into the 7th spot. Out front, it's still the 77 of Sobilo. This is the final lap. Down the back straightaway, Sobilo into turn number 3. He's going to drive it in a mile deep, try to hold off the 32 of Eric Steele. Sobilo running a great race as he comes off of turn number 4 onto the front straightaway, protects that inside line. Keegan Sobilo will take home the victory. Eric Steele will come home second, with Jared Epker in car number 11 finishing up in third. A great race at Thompson Speedway. Let's have a look at how they at the final standings here. Keegan Sobilo takes home the win. Eric Steele was second, with Epker third, Spomer fourth, Scarillo running in the 5th spot. A little further back, Quentin Nuttall moved all the way back up into 6th, with Aaron Johnson 7th. Jim Love in 8th, Hudis Niskowiak running 9th, and Mike Winter rounding out the top 10. Caleb Gillick finished in the 11th spot, the last car on the lead lap. Fisher was 12th, Matherly 13th. Those cars one lap down. Riley Goodwin will come home 14th, 4 laps back, with Cotterman 15th, Scott Correa 16th, Larson Parker 17th, and Cole Gudmestad rounding out the top 18. That'll shuffle up the points. Let's have a look. Remember, before this race, Aaron Johnson held a slim 2-point margin over Keegan Sobilo. That lead is gone. Sobilo will hop in and take the points lead. He's got a 9-point advantage over Johnson. Johnson 8 points ahead of Nate Spomer, who is in third. Mike Matherly is going to jump up 1 to 4th. Riley Goodwin hopping up 1 into the 5th spot. Jared Epker moves up 2 spots to 6th, with Quentin Nuttall jumping up 2 spots into the 7th position. Gillick drops 1 to 8th. Blake Crane dropping 5 spots to 9th. Crane not with us tonight. And Eric Steele jumping up 2 to move into the top 10. Quite a race tonight from Thompson International Speedway. Let's hang on and have some interviews with our top 3 finishers.
Hey, Jared, this is Aaron Johnson up in the booth. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you, man.
Hey, man, it seems like almost every week we end up talking after the race is over. Another nice run tonight. What's the secret at Thompson?
I appreciate it. It would be nice to get more than a top 3, and a win would be nice, but hey, I can't complain about a top 5. I got no secret, just trying to run consistent, be patient, and run my race and try and stay out of trouble.
It looked like trouble was one of the things that was trying to find people tonight, but you did a nice job keeping that car straight. What was your key moment in the race? What do you look back at and think, boy, I really dodged a bullet there?
Oh, boy, when Quentin and Eric, I think they got into it on the back stretch, and I had to dive low. It was a little bit of an iffy moment, and wasn't sure if I was going to make it out of it, but I slipped past and ended right behind Keegan for 1 and 2, and then Eric drove past me for 2nd place, so can't complain about that.
Thompson's kind of a legendary speedway. Do you like running this racetrack, or is there a particular challenge here that you like to try to solve?
Not one of my favorite racetracks, but definitely one of the better ones for me. I'm a big Southern National guy. It is fun running the high line on this. I'm not going to lie. It's a lot of fun trying to figure out the different lines that it has, trying to get the speed coming out of the corners.
So is there anybody that helps you get to do iRacing every week? Anybody you want to thank?
Oh, yeah. Keegan, Benji, Mark, I mean, all these guys, they give me a ton of support. Nate, I mean, there's just a ton of guys that give me all those support. Life, I mean, you name it. It's just one of those things where you just get a never-ending bunch of support, and you go out there and try and do the best you can.
Well, you sure had a good run tonight. Congratulations again on third place. Next week we'll see you at USRL.
Sounds good. Thank you, sir.
Eric Steele, this is Aaron up in the booth. Can you hear me?
I got a copy. Can you hear me here?
Loud and clear. Hey, you were the fastest car on the speedway in practice. You were the fast qualifier, ended up second. What's the secret to turning a fast lap at Thompson?
Just like any other circle track where you're turning left, you got to go down the straightaway really fast, really straight, and then when you get to that corner, you got to turn left.
All right. Hey, you know, battling hard for 60 laps is really tough. You do a nice job of taking care of equipment and saving tires. I was kind of behind you guys when you were making your move there on Quentin. What happened to bring out that caution?
Well, after running several laps right in his tire tracks, trying to figure out how on earth I'm actually going to complete this pass for the lead, which is incredibly difficult to do here at Thompson. If you haven't raced here before, there is one line, and it's up top, and it's above that patch, and if you get a run, it's going to be on the bottom, and you're not going to have a good entry coming to the next corner. So I had it. I had a good exit out of the corner, and it was just a little bit washed up for me, a little into him off the wall, back into me, and down we went. And, it's just one of those racing deals. That was the opportunity for me to get by him and take that number one spot, which I needed to pull that off. And luckily for me, I was able to get that fast repair, get a new fresh set of tires on this thing, and make some moves, come back up to second. Otherwise, it could have been a difficult night for sure.
So I know that you used to race some real-world cars. You raced a little bit in the RC world, and now you're in iRacing. Do you have some goals for the current official series?
Yes, I do. In the official Legends series, this is my first season in Division 1. I've got a ton of support behind me for the Division 1. Currently, as of the morning, sitting 9th overall in the charts. My goal for this season was to make the top 10 overall in all of iRacing for Legends Racer, and it's within our reach, so that's what we're going for.
You said you have a lot of support. Tell us a little bit. Let's give a shout-out to some of the folks that are helping you out to make iRacing possible.
Man, you got to start at the top, and the top in this house starts with my wife. She lets me do this for hours on end. I really take a lot of time away from her so that I can do what I like to do, and I've got to send a shout-out to her as the number one supporter. Number 2 on the list, Elite Performance Industries, giving me the stuff that I need week in and week out to keep rolling, keep up in these top split races, and put the points down to put me where we're at right now. If you haven't tested out any Elite Performance Industries setups, it's certainly can encourage you to do so. It's helped me like 1,000,000%. Next on the list, all the guys from our local Discord chat, whether it's Scotty Correa, several hundreds of hours working with me on both driving style, line, setup changes, what to do to the car to, make it feel like this, and give me the knowledge that it takes to make an adjustment when the time is necessary to keep myself up at the front. And then, like I said, the entire group of league owners, Keegan, Mark, yourself, the TDR group on Saturdays, man, the TDR group, that's a ton of support in itself, and a great bunch of people, Tyler Daniels Racing. I'm really diverse. I have a really wide spectrum of people that I hang with and race with and help out, and there's just so many that I can't remember them all.
One last thing. I see you've got a new paint scheme tonight. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, the Saturday morning Legends League, TDR, which is put on by yourself, Aaron Johnson, is fantastic. My favorite league of the week. And last Saturday, Lee Walker comes out of the gate with a beautiful looking green car. And I really enjoyed that. I gave him some good compliments on that. And later on that week, Jed reached out to me and said, hey, would you like me to have Lee put together something, along the lines of what we're doing for our team, throw a couple logos on there and paint you up something new? I said, absolutely. And Lee knocked it out of the park for sure. Thank you to Lee for the paint and Jed for putting that together.
Well, fantastic job tonight, Eric. You were fast, you were racy, and as always, a class act. I really appreciate it. Congratulations on a runner-up finish.
Thank you to everybody that put the race on, and congratulations to Keegan on the win.
Speaking of Keegan, do you have your ears on? Can you hear me?
I got a copy. Can you hear me?
Hey, congratulations tonight. Great win. Nice job of staying out front when the heat was on. What was it like to run that last 3-lap dash knowing that Eric Steele's right behind you?
I'll be honest, Eric is such a great driver. One of the best I've ever raced at these Legend cars. I was nervous. I knew he'd find some way around me. He's got a lot more experience than me. And the way he was able to send it in the corner and still keep the exit speed was just impressive. I was honestly really scared he was going to end up getting me there. So he had a great run tonight, and congratulations to him on a great runner-up finish. Things that happened to him early in the race, he probably would have ended up, him or Quentin would have ended up winning it with a great battle up front.
So you run Keegan Sobilo Esports, and you've got a lot of drivers in this league that you've helped and that you've coached. What's it like seeing them be so successful?
A lot of people, I've always been, asked this, and a lot of people always like, well, how can you, not enjoy not winning, if that makes sense, like, having those other people beat me. But it's like the best feeling in the world, knowing that they can go up there and just watching their improvements week in and week out. I remember, like, for example, Jared helping him out from season 1, from just getting him into the top 10, and now he's with 3rd place here tonight and scored some wins, a championship along the way. It's an incredible feeling just seeing them succeed, and sometimes, it's more important to me watching them win than myself win.
Hey, racing season is right around the corner. What have you got planned for this summer in the real racing world?
So in the real racing world, I'm going to be racing my late model around in local racetracks. I can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. In local racetracks around my area, we've got everything worked out and planned, and I can't wait to see how it'll go and have some fun in the summer.
Who's going to win the Daytona 500?
Oh, man. This one's a hard one because, anything can happen at Daytona. But I'm a huge Logano fan. I'm hoping Joey will be able to get it. I'm sure I'm going to get booed here. But go 22. I'm a huge Logano fan.
Well, I've got to tell you, I think there's a lot of really good young talent in NASCAR right now. I'm kind of pulling for Chase Elliott myself, but it's going to be a whole lot of fun to watch. Hey, give a shout out to some of the people that help you get into iRacing every week and that are going to help you get to the racetrack this summer.
Oh, yeah, I got to thank, first off, Mark and Benjamin for all their hard work here tonight. They made this show what it is. They make this league what it is week in and week out. I'd also like to give a shout-out to Mike Ailey from RaceMLR.com as we partner with our Cup Series and are having great success with over 30-plus car fields week in and week out. It's an incredible feeling, and I'm happy that he took the U.S. Racing League in with him. I would like to give a shout-out to all the drivers that raced here tonight. This league would be nothing without each and every one of these people that come week in and week out and make this what it is and make a good, clean, action-filled race. I'd like to thank Keegan Sobilo Racing Esports, everyone there, for their continued support and helping me get my energy up and making me believe in myself to do well week in and week out. I'd like to thank everyone at the Johnson iRacing team and the Tyler Daniels Racing League as well for their continued support and helping me learn and grow as a driver each and every day. I'd like to thank you, Aaron, for all the hard work you're doing with the stream. I greatly appreciate it. You're doing an awesome job. And I would like to thank everyone in the We Are Legendary League as well. They're very supportive and keep encouraging me week in and week out to beat my goals and do better than I did the following week and help me get up front.
Well, you certainly had a good run tonight. Congratulations on another win. Thanks to Mark and Ben for the race control. We really appreciate all your work to pull this league off. That's a lot of really good folks that helped put this on, Keegan, starting with you as the league owner and then going on down. And I wanted to just take a minute and thank them as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. They do an awesome job week in and week out, and they've made the show what it is. I remember when we used to have 8 cars, and we'd be struggling week in and week out to even make it to not even just worrying about having a good show. That wasn't even on my mind, but it was making it to have enough cars to even race. And now just to see 20 cars every week, something like that, it means a lot. It means a lot that people keep coming in week in and week out, and are a big reason of that. So I definitely want to thank them for all their help in making this what it is.
Well, congratulations on a win. We look forward to seeing you next week.
Awesome. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you for all you do with this league, and congratulations to the top 3 tonight.
That's going to do it from Thompson International Speedway. Keegan Sobilo takes home the win and grabs the points lead from Aaron Johnson. Sobilo jumping out front by about 8 points as we get ready for week number 6. That will do it from Thompson Speedway. This is Aaron Johnson for the Johnson iRacing team saying, go fast, turn left, have fun.